Venom, a naturally occurring toxin produced by an elite grouping of animals, each with their own varying molecules of different structures and enzymes. Most people in the world have heard or know of this toxin, but very few know the proteins and molecules it is composed of or how it is first produced. One of the first animals that may come to mind when a person thinks about venom is a snake. With sharp fangs, stinging bites, and by varying species, powerful venom. What very few people know is that the toxin was not always used to paralyze the nerves or burst the blood vessels of its prey. So, this brings around to the question, how is venom produced in snakes? To understand this, we have to look into the emergent property, the Venom Apparatus. An emergent property is a complex system in which multiple different components, such as organs, tissues, or cells, come together to create the property. The Venom Apparatus, for example, is a good representation of different kinds of proteins, enzymes, tissues, and organs coming together to create the property found in snakes. This property of snakes was not always harmful to other organisms, however. In fact, a few million years ago, snake venom functioned as normal saliva, containing enzymes that broke down proteins in their food and helped with digestion. However, due to coevolution between prey and predator, adaptations in the DNA of snakes have caused certain molecules to adapt, and its saliva glands evolved to become a more complex working of different enzymes that evolved to break down more than just proteins in their food. What a lot of people don't understand about venom is that it's not just made up of one kind of molecule or enzyme, but many different types coming all together to make this sort of soup. The most common types of venom can be categorized as a hemotoxin, an anticoagulant, or a neurotoxin. Neurotoxins are specialized in attacking the nervous system, hemotoxins disrupt red blood cells, and anticoagulants disrupt platelets. Neurotoxins are one of the most common types, found in over 300 species of snake. There is a very wide variety of neurotoxic proteins whose structures allow them to attach to enzymes or molecules, such as fasciculins, which cause the lack of muscle control in the victim by binding to the molecule acetylcholinesterase, which I will touch on in a moment. There are also many enzymatic proteins responsible for breaking down molecules and damaging cells of the victim, one such example being acetylcholinesterase, which breaks down acetylcholine, a molecule that functions as a neurotransmitter, therefore disrupting the chemical signals from passing through the system of the prey. These are only a couple of examples found in the over 600 species of venomous snakes in the world. However, the venom cannot work its magic on its own. It needs to be produced, then transported to the grooves on the snake's fangs for injection. The apparatus has four main components: the venom gland, the compressor muscle, the primary venom duct, and the fangs. The venom gland is a hollow sac that found in the head of the snake where the venom is first produced, made from secretory tissue, which uses a combination of different cells such as basal cells, conical mitochondria-rich cells, and secretory cells. Secretory cells include organelles specialized for the building of secretion of the enzymatic proteins in the toxin. The compressor muscle is made of muscular tissue. It surrounds one side of the gland and flexes when a snake clenches its jaw to ease the venom through the primary venom duct and into the grooves of the fangs for injection. From there, the zootoxins are injected into the victim's circulatory system and will have varying effects depending on the species of snake and whether or not it's a neurotoxin that will travel to the brain or contains anticoagulant properties that will stop platelets from forming, preventing clotting that would cause heavy bleeding from the wound. I hope you were able to learn a little bit more about this interesting emergent property and that you understand the complex soup of the Serpent master chefs a little bit better.